been telling you all that I was going to utilize this as kind of like a budget journal and a journal to just kind of track my mental wellness. And hi babes, and welcome back to my channel. So for those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Imana, and today we are starting this month off with my favorite video, which is our monthly motivations. I absolutely love these videos. I kid you not, like, I think one day I'm literally just gonna go back and watch like all of my monthly motivation videos from last year just to see how much I've grown. But I really like these, and for those of you who come back around for these videos, you guys really like these. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it. I have 4 subby shout outs, and each one of these, like, they were just so sweet. So the first one goes out to Valerie Gain. She said, "I love your style. My mouth dropped when I saw those pink mules. So sad I'm on my no spin binge." And then she put, like, in quotes, "That's what your very first video taught me." So I'm going to touch on that a little bit later. The second subby shout out goes out to Dawn Adrian. She said, "Girl, those Coach shoes were to die for. I've never worn those types of shoes, but I love pink. I ordered them and I can't wait." The third one goes out to Nakia. I can't pronounce her last name, but it says, "I get so tickled at the welcome to my channel." She said, "New subby here. This is part of my happy place. Welcome, babe." And then the fourth one goes out to Jamie Hadnot. She said, "I'm curious to know how you gain financial stability for your home. Your home seems so warm and cottage-like." Well, thank you so much. So shout out to you, babes, and so many of you others who are commenting, subscribing, and liking the videos. It really, really does mean so much to me. But if you haven't already, then definitely go on ahead and subscribe and join the family. But if you're anyone who's like me, typically it takes me about 2 or 3 videos to go on ahead and subscribe to someone's channel. So I'll have a video here for you, and right here for you. And after you watch one or all 3 of those videos, hopefully you'll go on ahead and subscribe and join the family. Definitely go back and kind of look at that Valentine's Day accessories video that I had so that y'all know what pink shoes they are talking about, but they really are to die for. I cannot wait to wear them. I have so many different just like little outfits and stuff, and then the matching belt, I'm definitely going to do like a whole ensemble piece with that. So definitely shout out to you, babes. Thank you so much. So now let's go ahead and hop right into it. So how are y'all doing? It is February, the 2nd month of the year, Black History Month. Like, we have made it to February. I can't think if anything like super crazy happened in January. I don't know, but we made it to February, okay? And I am so happy. Other than January just feeling like an extremely long month. But other than that, I don't know, but what big happened in your life in January? Let me know, like, some of your accomplishments, maybe something you wanted to work on, something that you wrote down last month that you accomplished this month. So definitely let us know in the comment section down below. So the first thing that I want to go ahead and jump into are some of the goals that I actually hit last month that I'm super excited about. So you guys know I am operating in about 3 different planners. And then I also have this one. So here we are, and I've kind of like written down some of my accomplishments, like in at least the top 2 of them. So I don't know how you guys are tracking your accomplishments, but the one thing that I love about my planners is they actually give me like these little sections right here to kind of like write down what happened at that month. And the one thing that I hope is that when I'm writing down like the goals that I hit that month or whatever, that it will literally be so much easier to just kind of like glance back at the end of the year to see what it is that I've accomplished. So I don't know if you're going to track it like on your phone. Actually highly don't recommend that you do that, because even if you do it in notes section, like stuff may get like lost or whatever. Or if you get a new phone, like all of your stuff could be gone if it's not backed up in the cloud. So I do recommend that if you have a planner, like at the end of the month or the beginning of each month, like write down like your accomplishments from that month, big or small. Just like write it down, something that you want to be able to look back and remember. Also, I don't know if you guys watched kind of like my desk setup on Instagram. It was a reel I made, and I have these little jars, like a victory jar and stuff like that. So I've been putting in my little victories in my jars so that at the end of the year, I can dump them all out and just kind of like reflect over the year that I had. But for this month, some of the goals that I hit was I hit my savings goal that I had. I actually tripled the amount that I wanted to put into my savings, which was really huge for me. So I'm super happy I did that. And I also paid off a plane ticket that I needed to pay for. My family and I are, at least it's in the works, that we're supposed to be going to Africa sometime this summer. So that was a really expensive plane ticket. Paid that off, and I was able to put money in my savings account. So super happy about that. I posted consistently. That was something that I wanted to keep up. I did have a few little knocks in the road. I don't think that I shared too many of those like knocks in the roads with you guys, but I did have some stuff that like prevented me from uploading on the days that I wanted to upload. Actually, yeah, I did. In one of my vlogs, I told you it was like the Wi-Fi had gone out or something like that. So that kind of postponed me. And then there was another day where I was trying to get something up and it didn't go up on time, but I still tried to stay as consistent as possible. I did hit my follower range count that I wanted to hit on Instagram and on YouTube. And my goal was to actually read 2 books this month, and I actually read 4. So for those of you who care, let me run and go get those so that I can show you what books those were. Okay, so these are the 4 books that I actually got through this month. So I read Ties That Tether. This was actually a really good book. Definitely recommended for anyone to read. I read this book, which is called Blackout. Absolutely love this book. I honestly think this is probably going to be like a really good book for you to pick up if you do want kind of like a love book to read for the month of February. So it's filled with short love stories of couples sharing their experience of what it was like to be in the blackout in New York. It's totally fiction, but it was still like a really cute read. And then I read this book with my book club. Absolutely loved this book. Okay, it was so great. I actually have another book by Jasmine Guillory that I hope to read this month. So I have this one, and then this was another book. I kind of touched on this book in one of my vlogs. I was like, you know, it was a little young for me, but I was still able to kind of like learn a lot from this book. So those are the books that I read last month. So this is a book that I'm starting this month. And then I also hope to be able to read this book this month. And then the other Jasmine Guillory book that I was telling you guys about is this book. My book club and I, we do have another book that I'm waiting to get here. It should be here sometime this week. And I hit one of my work goals. So hopefully after I finish filming this video and stuff, I have enough time to run to Target and go reward myself and get like a book or 2 and a bottle of wine or something. But those are the books that I read. So if you are interested in reading, or if you're interested in joining a book club, or you know somebody who wants to join a book club, then definitely let them know to send me a DM on Instagram so I can get them in. We are going to be starting our next book on Sunday, February 6th. And the book that we're going to be reading is called Black Girls Are Magic. So I'm super excited to start that book. So yeah, like I'm super happy. Like I doubled the amount of books that I wanted to read this month, and that made me really happy. A few people have DM'd me and asked me like, how do I read books so quickly? So the secret that I have is, let's say for instance, your book has 369 pages. And let's say you want to read it within a 2 weeks time span, just divide the number of pages in the book by how many days you want to be able to finish that book. So whether it's 7 days, 14 days, 9 days, or whatever, and then just stay committed with that. I also don't watch a lot of TV anymore. So the only show that I'm keeping up with right now is And Just Like That, the sequel to Sex and the City, and Grownish just came back on. And I'm not sure if one of my other shows is going to come back on, but I think it's coming back on. It's another show on Freeform. But other than that, I really don't watch a lot of TV. And literally, like before I go to bed, I am literally just reading. And on my Wellness Wednesdays, I set aside about 2 hours to just sit and read. So that's kind of how I'm able to get through the books that I have. I also made like a book journal on GoodNotes. So I am able to write down my notes from what I just read so that I'm not forgetting anything. But that's kind of how I keep up with like reading the books that I have. So that was one of my goals, and I'm super happy about that. And then also just to kind of like write something down that like you are happy that you got to experience this month. So one of the things that I was super excited about was this month was my grandmother's 80th birthday, and I got to spend that with her. So I'll probably like insert a picture right here, but I got to go back home, spend time with family, and that was like really special to me. So I'm like super duper happy about that. So definitely comment down below, like, how are you tracking just kind of like the little memories that you're making within the month of January? And so then some of the things that I did not hit this month, and I really don't think that I can beat myself up too much about this, but one of the goals that I wanted to hit was for a few of my reels to hit a certain number on Instagram. So they didn't do bad, but they didn't do like what I would have hoped that they would have done. And the one thing that I did not take into consideration was some people were actually doing probably like a social media cleanse for the beginning of the year. So I actually had some of you babes comment on some of my videos and you're like, oh my gosh, Imana, like catching up on all your videos, took a break from social media, blah, 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 blah. And I don't think that I really incorporated that into the numbers that I had for myself. So that was just kind of like one thing that I just really didn't take into consideration. And then even with myself, like I also took some time off social media. It wasn't long periods. It was literally maybe like 2 or 3 days or something like that. I just noticed that like sometimes people would just be like really rude in my comment section. And I guess I can understand why, like everybody's going to have their opinion on some stuff, but I just don't think that people understand that like behind this camera is a real person with real feelings and emotional. So, you know, when someone like comments something like mean, it really like makes me want to just get off of social media so that I don't have to see the negativity anymore, which is not really fair to the people that show love and are really nice, because if I get like too many negative comments on a video, like I don't go back to the comment section because I'm just like, I don't want to see their comment. And it's like, yes, I could very well delete it, and sometimes I do. But then I just noticed that like some other of you babes will go in and like you'll like respond back to them. So I don't want you to think that I'm deleting the comment because I'm upset that you guys like re-commented back to that person, but it's like I'll probably delete the comment because I don't want that person commenting on my stuff anymore. So it even makes me just want to take a break off of social media, because it's like a person can only take so many rude comments in a day, in a week, in a month, you know what I mean? So but that was just kind of like maybe like probably one of the things that I didn't take into consideration, which was people are probably going to be taking like a cleanse off social media. So definitely also comment down below maybe a goal that you had that you did not like obtain this month. Ooh, another one I had was I was supposed to do my nighttime yoga every night before I went to bed. And I did not do my nighttime yoga every night because literally I would fall asleep with my book in my hand. And some people just say that like just to be saying that, but no, there were literally so many nights where I would get through a chapter and I'm like, okay, maybe I can read a little bit more. No, y'all, I fell asleep. I would wake up at like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and you know, like my reading light would still be on and my book is in my bed. And I'm like, dang, I didn't even do my yoga, you know? So that's kind of like the only thing that I wish I would have done, but I didn't do type thing. But other than that, like, I really do think that I had a pretty good month. So now moving right along, something that I wanted to show you guys. So I know I had been telling you all that I was going to utilize this as kind of like a budget journal and a journal to just kind of track my mental wellness. And so far, not bad. I also got quite a few questions on the inserts that I use. I actually made these inserts, I want to say about a year ago. So this is the page that I use to like track my wellness. And I really like it. And then I also have this page that I use to track like my finances. So somebody had asked me, how did I afford to furnish my house or whatever? So long story short, when I was actually in college, I did a ton of internships and I saved a lot of money. So I've always just been like really big on saving, creating goals for myself. And so because of all the money that I saved, when I did move into my apartment, I was able to get pieces that I wanted. So I don't think that I've shown like my entire apartment or done like an apartment tour. And the reason for that is because I invested money in the pieces that I wanted to show. So like my bedroom is nice and the way that I want it to be. My closet is nice and it's the way that I want it to be. But I'm not really that person that like decks out my entire apartment because this isn't my forever home. So the advice that I have is if you're not in your forever home, invest in the areas that are truly going to make you happy. And if you are in your forever home, then I would just say just like monthly savings or figure out like what it is that you want and then just put that money aside so that you can go out and, you know, kind of like get whatever it is that you want. And for me, budgeting sheets help. And then there was someone else who mentioned they were on a no spend binge. And I was really, really big on that in 2020 for the first, I think 4 to 6 months of 2020. I did a huge no spend binge, and I really just put a ton of money aside in my savings account. I didn't spend a lot of money on a lot of other stuff, and financially that set me ahead, so that I'm in a pretty good spot right now. Even right now, I'm not really doing a no spend binge. I do have other sources of income along with my 9 to 5. So I am able to save money from my 9 to 5, and I'm able to use like the money from my other sources of income to put towards my savings. So right now, like my big savings goal is to like save up for a house. So obviously that's going to come in strides, but there's going to be a lot of saving, which means I'm going to be working a lot harder so that I can make even more money so that I can save my money. So that's just something that like I've been really, really big on. I do get a lot of questions on just like, how are you able to afford and all this other stuff? And I think I've like tone deaf you guys. Like I am just really big on budgeting. That's really all that there is to it. I don't really have like a secret formula other than maybe like the no spend binge or whatever. And then I did another video where I was talking about like how to afford authentic luxury. And something that like a lot of other people were commenting was that they do have side hustles to be able to afford what it is that they want. So that's it right there, you know, just having a side hustle and really just kind of like managing your money type thing. But that's pretty much what I use this journal for, and I really like it. I also use the back of this paper to write down like what my first check of the month is, what my second check of the month is. And then as you can see, like I write down all of my bills right here. I have another paper that I made that really shows like my financial goals, but I've kind of written on that, so I don't really want to show y'all that. But I need to print out some more inserts. And then here's also another insert that I use. So it's kind of like, you know, my monthly savings goal. So I can write the goal down. I write down like the starting amount, the ending amount. And then in these little squares right here, I write down like what I wanted to buy, but didn't. And then I write down like how much money that would have been and then how much money I saved. So that also just like really helps me, and it just keeps me accountable. I really hate that I can't show you guys this other paper, but I have personal information on that, so I can't show it. But yeah, budgeting and just really like writing my finances down. So those are the inserts that I love in kind of like my desk agenda. And then the planner inserts that I love about my kind of like my perfectly planned planner is this sheet right here. So I will say that I have this planner, and I had a planner from last year, but I don't think that this planner had the same sheets as we were going. No, it didn't. So in the Carrie & Co planner, this is what it looked like for last year. You literally just wrote your top goals down and then your tasks to complete. This year, they changed it up just a little bit, but this little thing really, really helps. So they put at the top, like, how do you want to feel this month? And then they put like, what are your top goals and then your tasks to complete. So I really thought that like that was a nice little added bonus for just like, how do you want to feel? What do you want to feel this month? So you're going to be like working towards like how you actually want to feel during that month. And then I feel like as you're writing your goals down and stuff, you're writing down like how you can feel that way. So I really like that. As far as just kind of like the day-to-day inserts, I mean, I like that. And then at the end of the month, it has like this let's talk facts and figures portion of it. So on this page, they also changed it up a little bit as well, because they have like a what are you grateful for this month? So you're able to just kind of like reflect back. And that's why like earlier I said, you know, I was grateful that I was able to spend time with my grandmother for her birthday, because I got to reflect it right down in here. And then they also asked like, what was your biggest achievement of the month? Was there anything that you wanted to achieve but didn't? And then for those of you who are just kind of like, you have like your little goals or whatever, you can write down like how much extra money you made and things like that. So I really, really liked that. And now for this planner, which is from Golden Coil, y'all, I why I really like this planner, okay? So some of the pages that I really utilize, I'm just trying to find some blank ones, was the finances. So I was able to track down all of the partnerships that I had. I was able to write down how much money I made so I could see how much money I made at a month's glance. So I really loved that. And then they also have like this online order sheet. Y'all, I filled this page all the way up. A page and a half of just stuff that I ordered online that I was waiting for. But if you're someone who doesn't want to go back through all of your emails and things like that, or maybe you do, but I liked having this because there would be some times where like I forgot that I was waiting on something and I'm like, oh yeah, like let me go check that, because I just have so much stuff that's coming to me within the month. It's nice to be able to track that in here. So I really like that. And then the other page that I really like is the social media idea. So I'm able to like write my idea down, write any to-dos, you know, and things like that. And it's just like a really organized way to just kind of keep me on track. And then the pages that I like, but I would probably change this for the next planner that I get, is at the bottom, it has like this to-do list. And then on this page, it has like a whole list of to-dos. So the only thing that I don't like is I felt like a lot of this stuff was wasted space because I didn't have that much stuff to write on the to-do list for the week, because I also have a to-do list in my other planner. So I'd probably change that. But I do like how I have like my top 4 priorities right here. I can write down like my meals and then like a little habit tracker. So I do like that. So those are like some of my favorite pages in my planner and things like that. So I'll link the 2 planners that I have in the description box down below. And again, for the inserts that I made, you can probably use Canva. I used PicMonkey to make my inserts, or I'm pretty sure Etsy has some stuff that you can like purchase. I, however, will not be selling inserts. That is literally just something that I do for fun. I have noticed that just because I'm good at something or just because people want something doesn't mean that I have to make a business out of it. And making inserts for me is just something that is purely therapeutic. Once you add money and printing and cost, and it doesn't become therapeutic anymore. So, I'm just going to kind of like keep those for me, but I'm more than happy to just kind of like chat with you on, you know, how I came up with it or whatever the case may be. And then I guess if you guys are interested or if you care, then I could probably put together like a mini tutorial of how to make your inserts and just toss in like some screen recordings or something for you. But other than that, that was January. So I'm super happy. Oh, yes. For those of you who stick around to the end of this video, you guys are about to have an advantage. So for the month of February on Instagram, I am doing 14 looks of love. So I will be posting a reel literally every single day. So at the end of that, on the last day, I believe I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So I don't know if you guys remember like the, handbags that I have where it's like, I speak fluent Italian or whatever. Let me just go get one. So this bag that I have, I am going to be doing a giveaway where I am actually going to purchase one of those bags and I'm going to send it to you, babes. And then I'm also going to be gifting somebody a gift card to Target. I do have some other giveaways that'll be going on in the month of February, but those are the 2 that I know for sure that I'm going to do. So the way that you'll enter is obviously you'll have to like, you know, all the reels that I put up in the month of February. And then on the 15th, you guys are going to repost your favorite look or your favorite outfit on your story, tag me in it. And then I'm going to announce the winners sometime at the end of that week. And like I said, I'm just going to like purchase the bag and I'm going to ship it to you. So that's kind of what I have. So I will be doing a giveaway just to kind of like spread some love. And because like, I just really appreciate you guys. So I thought that it would be fun to just do like a fun little giveaway on there. So that's all I've got for today, babes. But I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. Definitely comment some of your goals that you're going to have for yourself for February. I want to hold you accountable. I want you to hold yourself accountable, and we're going to have a great month. Okay. But other than that, babes, that just about wraps it up for this video. I hope that you all have enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.